Sometimes you have to move backwards in life in order to move forward. This can look a few different ways. The way it's looked for me is sometimes that means, going and having that difficult conversation with someone and, it hurts in the moment, but it's better off in the end going through that, and that allows you to go further in life and improve even more. It can also backwards can also look like going out and trying things to figure out what you don't like. I'm 23 years old. There's a lot of people in my situation where it's the time to figure out what you want to do in life, but that seems almost impossible. How are you supposed to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life with such limited experiences? I'm only 23 years old. Some of you watching this might be 18. Some of you might be 25. Regardless, you don't have that much experience to go off of to know exactly what you want to do, and it's the time to figure out. Everyone thinks it's the time to figure out in life what you're going to do for the next 40 years. So, with that limited experience, the only way to move forward is to move backwards. And what I mean by that is just trying shit. Try to do something you're interested in, try to do something you're not that interested in. Because figuring out what you don't want goes a long way in terms of finding what you do want. That's what I've started to learn. And at the same time, doing things that suck gives you a whole new appreciation for doing things that don't suck. Things that don't suck all of a sudden feel amazing. So from my own personal experience, how this has kind of shaped into my life, and I really recommend looking back into your life and looking at different examples of this and how it appears in your life. I grew up since the age of 10 really, really, really wanting to work in the NFL. It was my dream to be an NFL GM. I played Madden for hours on end, playing franchise mode, being the GM, making all the trades, signing the players, playing the games, blah, blah, blah. And it was my dream. So I went and I tried that. In college, I worked in sports. I worked for the University of Wisconsin football team. And although I would not trade that experience for the world, I have so many great memories for it. I honestly figured out that I don't really want to work in sports. The sports industry, it comes with, although it can be a very big, passionate thing for people, it comes with a lot of things you don't really realize in terms of weird hours, time commitments, hard to, build a family in that situation. And I love I love that situation and experience for so many reasons. One of them, other than the amazing memories and people I met, one of them being I figured out that's not really what I wanted, and at the same time, this is when I developed my passion for fitness. So then I go and out of college, then decided to, at some point, I started posting social media, and I thought maybe that's what I wanted to do, and, build a career off of that. How that actually materialized was I started to work at a gym. I went back home and I worked in a gym, and it was my goal to open my own gym. And all of a sudden, then I had to go backwards from that. I then thought maybe I'll buy into a gym, and it just didn't work out, and I had to go backwards again. Then I started working at LA Fitness, and I started selling personal training. Absolutely hated it. Just horrible experience. Had to go backwards again. And then that's when I learned, okay, I don't really want to do fitness for my career. I learned that, and that's valuable, because I learned that although I want to enjoy what I'm doing, fitness specifically is, my own personal escape. And then when it's your escape and then your daily stress is also coming from that, I didn't like the combination of that for me. I learned that that's what I don't like, which is so valuable, because now I'm not spinning my wheels trying to work in the fitness industry because I went backwards. I learned and I failed. I should say I failed and I learned that that's not what I want to do, and that can be looked at as going backwards, which helps me so much moving forward. From there, I tried to work in sports again. Once again, kind of went backwards from what I already learned, but it took me learning that lesson again, some things not working out, that I ultimately was able to move forward to where I am now. And I am by no means, killing the game right now from a general perspective on other people's definition of success. But I can see these things falling into place, which is really helpful for me. And that's why I'm making this video for people that, feel like they're moving backwards. Realize that this can be a really big thing that actually, in the long run, moves you forward. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And the other way I kind of touched on in the beginning that, moving backwards can actually move you forward. Once again, I'll share an experience of myself that was pretty recent. I had a really tough conversation with some loved ones about some things that I wanted to get off my chest that I'd probably been holding in for too long. And it was really tough. I had to, I got emotional. It was really a hard thing for me to do, a hard thing to have as the conversation, as the group. But ultimately, already, I feel more connected to them than I ever have before. So almost immediately, I moved backwards. I brought up the tough things and it was really hard, but it has allowed me to move forward. So what things in your life can you analyze and look at that is happening to you right now that feels like it sucks and there's no benefit to it and you're moving backwards, and look at it in terms of how is it going to allow you to move forward. Maybe it's giving you something to run away from. I started working, a minimum wage job recently because I was changing careers, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but I still needed to work and make money and stay busy in the meantime. And it's created this feeling of, how do I get out of this? How do I solve my problem? And it's created a sense of urgency in myself. Once again, it sucks in the moment you're moving backwards, but it's creating something for you to run from to move forward. The way I kind of see the whole backwards to move forwards thing is, if you had a chain attached to your ankle and you were flying into the sky, and you can only reach so far into the sky because there's a chain attached to your ankle. To move backwards to move forwards in this metaphor means to go back down, cut the chain from the source, and then, although you're starting back from ground zero, you can go way higher. You can reach way higher heights. And I know that's kind of a silly metaphor, but I think that's really helpful for people to think about in their lives. So ultimately, that's why I wanted to make this video. I think especially for people in their 20s, it's a lot of trying things and failing at things, and then it's ultimately going to be better for you in the long run. But a lot of people see it in the present as only a negative. This sucks. I can't do this. I'm not worthy of this. I have such high expectations for myself, but this is where I am now. And these are feelings I've been having a lot lately. But it really helps me to sort all of this out and realize all of the failures that I think are failures over the last couple of years for me have actually been me coming back down to earth, cutting the chain from my ankle at the source, and being able to, reach to higher heights. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day. I just wanted to get this off my mind, and I think it could help a lot of people. So I hope you take this message in, analyze where you're at in life, and realize that you might be moving backwards just to move forwards. Peace.